Hello friends, welcome to Delta English. In this video I'm gonna talk about 5 famous thieves. This video is gonna be interesting. So before we do, you must sure subscribe my channel, press the bell icon for more new updates.
Number 5. Carl Gugasian. Frank Carl Gugasian is an American bank robber, known as the Friday Night Bank Robber. He is perhaps the most prolific of such criminal in US history, having robbed more than 50 banks over a 30-year period of a total of more than $2 million. Most of his robberies were small-town banks near forests, allowing for a better escape route, and for wearing gruesome face masks and performing the heist. Gugasian was eventually tracked down and arrested in 2002. His willingness to cooperate with the subsequent investigations saw his sentence reduced from 115 years to 17. Gugasian meanwhile now teaches calculus to other inmates.
Number 4. Berti. Frank Berti, the 1960s and 70s were something of a golden age for British armed robberies, and Berti Smalls was at the height of game, committing himself to a life of crime at the age of 50. Smalls' piece de resistance was his robbery of the Ilford Barclays Bank branch in 1970, pocketing a mammoth £237,000, a record at the time. Fleeing the scene, the East London native escaped Paris and later to Costa del Sol, where he followed the hunt for his capture through newspaper. Smalls eventually gave himself up to British police in 1974 and was given immunity in return for his help in securing convictions for his underworld acquaintances. He was the first true supergross informant, dying of natural causes in 2008 despite the numerous revenge bounties, including the aged £1 million that the Cray twins placed on his head. Number 3. Doris Panfil. Frank is one of the most notorious living jewel thieves in the world. Doris Panfil is something of a cult figure. Her 6 decades of criminal activity were immortalized in 2013 documentary, including the story of her most notorious heist, a $5 lakh 10-carat diamond ring in Monte Carlo in 1970s, often posing as a rich client and asking to see the assorted finery up close. Payne would then charm and distract the unassuming store clerk and slip her item of choice into her bag. Eventually caught and imprisoned in 2011 at the grand old age of 80. The West Virginia has shown no sign of slowing up. She has been arrested several times since then and is also suspected of stealing $33,000 diamond ring in North Carolina. Number 2. Jesse James, a legendary criminal of the American Civil War era. Jesse Watson James was one of the first of his kind. After surviving several close shaves while fighting with Confederate militia, he formed the James Younger Gang, carrying out robberies as far afield as Iowa and Texas. Many of these robberies were performed in front of crowds. James was infamously shot and killed by another criminal acquaintance, Robert Ford, in 1882. He has since been portrayed as a folk hero and rebel, particularly in American South. Number 1. Veerappan. Another divisive figure, Minisemi Veerappan, known more commonly as just Veerappan, was an Indian bandit who spent nearly 30 years evading police capture before his death at the hand of Special Task Force in 2004. Initially making his name as an effective poacher and smuggler of ivory and sandalwood, Veerappan quickly developed a more notorious reputation for his violent tendencies. He killed numerous police officers and anti-poachers, as well as local civilians he suspected of being police informants. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, Veerappan also kidnapped and ransomed several high-profile political and cultural figures. Although thousands attended his funeral, he remains a highly controversial figure in India. Friends, if you enjoyed this video, please like this video, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more new interesting videos.